All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today is Monday, September 29th, 2025. My name is Wayne Dupree, and you're watching the Wayne Dupree podcast here on Red Voice Media. Don't forget to check out rvmnews.com. Don't forget to check out rvmnews.com and follow Drew Berquist on Twitter, X. They got to do something with that name. Twitter, X Twitter. Check them out under Red Voice Media. Also, I want to thank all of the social media platforms that we're broadcasting on right now. Look like we're probably having problems with Spreely. David. So, David, when you see this, it's not broadcasting on Spreely. So, not sure what the problem is. It happens so often, but it does happen. All right. We got a lot to talk about, short time to do it. Let me break in Jason Robinson from Minnesota.
Hey, folks. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Wayne Dupree podcast. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Weather was glorious in Minnesota. Wayne called this morning. He was telling me about all his walking and exercising. The news is hopping, and we could spend time with you guys. And I got to say, first thing, do us a favor, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. But here's the comment I want to hear from our audience, and we'll address it later in the show. Government shutdown supposed to be coming in like a day. Does anybody care? I'm of the ilk, just shut it down, whatever, lay them off. I don't really care. Like government shutdown, just doesn't even resonate with me. And I'm curious what our audience has to say about that. But hey, with that, let's get into it.
Yeah, I don't give a good goddamn. It doesn't matter what party is in office. This show has always been about just shut it down. You can shut it down for you can shut it down for 5 years if you want to. I mean, just get the power back to the states. That's it. And actually, maybe I'm saying that wrong. They shouldn't be giving the power back to the states. The states should be taking their power back. Maybe we should say it like that. Because once you say, well, the government needs to get the power back, the government's never going to give you your power back.
Never supposed to happen.
Yeah, they give themselves raises and they don't speak to anybody about it. Hey Jason, you want to vote on that raise this week? Yeah, sure, why not? Hell. Let's make it another $20,000 each. Yeah, whatever. All those say aye. All those say nay. The ayes have it. $20,000. Well, but they're going to report that we got another raise. It'll be out of the news cycle by Friday. Don't worry about it. Yeah, government shutdown. I think I was reading somewhere. Either it was late last. Well, no, I kind of went to sleep. It had to be first thing this morning. Somebody said, "Well, Trump's going to get rid of more people during the government shutdown."
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, that's what Doge was doing, right? So, I mean, I'm surprised anybody left. I mean, I know they force people to go back, but they ain't force everybody to go back. I mean, they're close to a skeleton crew now. But they still got people that, they can let go, but the government doesn't stop, ladies and gentlemen. But again, like Jay said, so what if it stops? People can't travel to DC to to see a museum. They have museums in states too. They don't have to go to DC to see a museum, you know. So I mean, wait a minute. Hold on. Lisa, do the VA payments stop with the government shutdown?
No, I'm pretty sure that's an essential service.
I'm talking a whole lot of junk right now, but
wait a second.
Does the VA payments stop if there's a government shutdown? So yeah, MTG. MTG is this show has been okay. No, Wayne. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. This show has me. I am not a super MTG fan. I'm not. It's just been
I don't think anybody is.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of stuff that is done in the past and stuff, and that,
every now and then she gets something right.
Yeah. And right now, Jason, I think she's scorned. I do. I think she's scorned. She still doesn't have a major role within the Trump administration.
Nope.
So I think she is really, she's siding with Massey.
Yep. So,
Jason, I think she's on the she's not on the outskirts with President Trump
yet,
but she's on the outs with some of the people in the administration. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, MTG, I think, kind of outkicked her coverage, where she kind of thought she was a little more important than she was, and back to whatever shenanigans her and McCarthy had going on, and MTG's crazy. I think Beck said it: a broken clock's right twice a day. Like, she hits the right side of an issue every now and then. She gets a good soundbite. She gets a good clip. We like playing them. What they did to her in her first term was really bad. Like, they kicked her off every committee, the Democrats did. And then she just hung out in DC with not much to do and whatnot. And, she's been trying to, I'll give the Trump administration credit. She's been trying to make herself a more prominent voice. And they're like, lady, you are batshit crazy. Just stay over there. And they've done a good job, MTG, you are not, of all the issues we have to talk about in our country, MTG, you get one right every 6 months. So, don't get me wrong. I'd still rather have her than probably a bunch of Republicans in the House, but that's a very low bar, Yeah.
Well, she at the beginning of September, because I had to go back and backtrack a couple things, because I never saw the Epstein files on her radar. I never, no. she had never been this boisterous about the Epstein files, and then those women showed up, and let me ask you: is this fair to say? We've seen many of these groups stand in front of the Capitol and do these press conferences and stuff, and usually Democrats come out and jump in the crowd and stuff in front of them, right? And sort of, okay. But now Massey and MTG jumped out in front of this one, and I was like, whoa, Johnson, I guess a Democrat won a special election out west, and she said she was going to give them that one vote that they needed to get the files or something like that. And Johnson's holding that person from taking a seat.
Yeah.
It's not the first time, y'all. It's not the first time. Democrats have done it. Nancy Pelosi did it. Nancy Pelosi did it a few years ago. She tried to stop some Republicans from taking their seats too. So what Johnson is doing isn't rare. It's common. They do this stuff. But I mean, I don't know if she's going to be in there, but yeah, she dropped the F-bomb on to some of the Trump aides over the weekend, which is nuts. She said, "I told them you didn't get me elected. I do not work for you. I work for my district," which is nuts too. Because how many times have I said on here? They go to DC and they said, "We're here to save the country," and I'm like, "Oh no, you got elected to save your state." Right. You know, I mean, you didn't run nationally, you ran statewide and you won. So you're supposed to be fighting for you. So now I guess somebody in her group told her what I said, and she's saying, "I work for my district. We aren't supposed to just be whipping on our votes because they're telling us what to do with this scary threat, or saying we'll primary you, or that we won't get invited to the White House events. Personally, I don't care. I'm like, F you." Okay. That's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, I gotta say, the Epstein files is really kind of one of those black pill moments for me, you know, because like Epstein broke at the end of Trump's first term, right in the middle of the Rona and all the stuff. And we did deep dives into it. Anybody who's done any looking into this, it's pretty clear there is a lot going on with a lot of very rich and powerful people. And then Trump 2020 happened. The Biden administration came in, and it's pretty clear that I'm guessing Trump wasn't in there. I mean, if Trump was in there,
they would have put it out.
Yeah, it would have. If there was any way, unless there was just other people they couldn't risk exposing, that like they went after Trump for a loan he paid off. They went after Trump for everything. If the FBI or whoever has these records had anything, it would have come out. And then on our side, we were screeching because I don't really care who's in the files. Like, release them all, arrest them all. Like, I'm good. You know, if it's Trump, so be it. You know, I know for sure, or as, you know, like Prince Andrew, he appears to be in there. You know, looks like Bill Clinton appears to be pretty involved. Looks like
he was there. He was on the island.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of guys, like every one of them. Like, but when Trump got in and their stance on the Epstein files, it kind of gives chills down my spine, because it's like, okay, we are now learning that there are people in the world more powerful than the U.S. government, and so we're not going to see the light of day. They can screech, they can cry. The Democrat approach to it is really disgusting, in my opinion, because they only care so far as they can say Trump, 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 Trump. That's all they care about. But they don't care about the victims, and them parading the victims out there is just disgusting. And some of these guys like Massey and MTG, Massey had one mention of it during all of the Biden administration. You know, MTG never said really much about it, and now it's all they want to talk about. So it's one of those black pill things. I don't think we'll ever see. Nobody will ever be thrown in jail. Nobody will be prosecuted. And, you know, my takeaway is, turns out there's people way more powerful than the U.S. government.
But, you know, in my short, brief political career, political parties do this. And I know President Trump is calling them fake, or no, what do you call them?
A hoax.
But the Democrats tried it when they were trying to take down Clarence Thomas. They trotted somebody out, Alina Hill.
Yeah, talking about him making big schlong jokes.
Yeah, they put her on front and center.
Oh yeah, you know? Anita Hill, I believe.
it was a prime time thing, man. I mean, that thing was on at night on all the channels. Biden was up there, and that thing was put out there. Republicans thought that they were. I mean, I guess they thought they were going to get Clinton out of office with the dress thing. I mean, that took on a life of its own by itself. They wanted to impeach him, which had not been used for like eons. And for me, in watching everything from hither to yon, I think that's what really broke the camel's back political wise. I really do. And I mean, everything that came after was because of that major split. Well, you also had O.J. Simpson and everything, but I'm talking politically. When they went up forward with that impeachment, and then the 2000 election came right after that. That's it. I mean, that there was no more talking. There was no more civility public in the public side. There was no more civility after that. But yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen a whole lot of things like this. And if this was reversed, Republicans would have done the same thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Republicans would have did, especially with a tough midterm coming up, they would have did the same. Because if I said like this, if they wouldn't have done it, they in my eyes, they would be dumb not to do it. Okay? Because DC lives on controversies. They live on political stupidness, or that's what they do. That's their game. And if this comes up, it distracts you from other stuff they ain't doing, and or other stuff they might be doing. And then you're stuck on this. I remember. Yeah, I told you about all that stuff. I mean,
it's interesting though. You bring up a couple really good points that, you get older and you look back at things. It's easy to get wrapped up things in the moment, right? And you look back at the historical context of it, go back, watch some of the videos or whatnot. The Clarence Thomas thing was just horrible. I mean, for the Democrats who love, pushing race and diversity and all, our first black, whatever, Clarence Thomas was a extremely qualified jurist or judge. Nobody knows the law better. The guy is a constitutional conservative. They couldn't even rally behind him to say, okay, let's let this one through. You know what I mean? But then decades later, they give us, the gal that can't even decide what a woman is. It's just the most ludicrous thing ever. And we should have known. We should have known as conservatives, like what we're up against. The Clinton thing, by all measures, Bill Clinton, under the rules the Democrat Party tries to impose on the world, he should have been excommunicated from all politics.
Just on nastiness alone. Okay. But go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been. So you have the president banging a female intern, imbalance of power, does it in the White House, desecrating the office, and then lies about it to Congress. And this isn't in dispute. They're trying to split hairs with, what is, it is a sex, and the whole thing is ludicrous. And if you look at the standards the Democrat Party asks everybody else to live by, Bill Clinton, they just should have got together and goes, dude, any one of these things should get you kicked out of the Democrat Party. They should have just impeached, like lying to Congress. They prosecuted how many people for that? They prosecuted like 4 people from the Trump administration. But that should have been the wake-up call for conservatives, where it was, okay, kind of the goofy, dorky, big-hearted Democrat Party is done. Like, it is the insane communists that will stop at nothing and do anything they want to hold power, to get power. I mean, the fact that they still bring Bill Clinton out on stage in this last election, he should have been, he should have been sent to Siberia politically. And, looking back, it's like, wow. I mean, just the way they handled that whole thing was just truly awful. And then they still run Hillary, and like Hillary should have not been allowed to continue a political career in, by the standards that they set. Now, years later, we're about to, we're going to have 2 mayors in major cities of America that are foreign-born communists. Like, Republicans need to understand the moment. And, the Republican Party that let all this stuff happen is just, they've dug us a big hole we need to dig out of.
Yeah. Speaking about hole, listen, that bang thing that you were talking about, it wasn't bang. No, was it?
He inserted a cigar in her private.
Yeah. I mean,
and she performed oral sex on him. So I guess whatever you want to call banging, like,
yeah. I mean, you know what?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking, penetration or whatnot, I'd have to go back and read the report. The fact of the matter is, like, everybody should have been able to agree, like, what he did was awful. He should have just come out and waved and said, I'm going to go retire and go focus on my family and making things right. But it was such a big change.
Where you messed up.
As I look back, I can go, like, these guys, that's when they just quit messing around. Like, they don't even pretend and, moving on, You
know what really sealed the deal against him? It wasn't that depends on what is. You know what really sealed the deal is when he got up in the White House and did that press conference. And he stuck his finger in the what's going. I said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. When he said that, right, he was done because
he should have been done. He wasn't.
Right. He should have been done right there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because he lied.
Yeah, like the members of the House and Senate should have just went in and go, okay, Bill, like, I don't know, getting a BJ in the Oval Office from an intern that's like half your age.
You had senators and representatives in their office going through their files and stuff, and then seeing on TV, I did not have sexual relations with that. What did he say?
What?
Did he say that? Did he? Oh, we got him. We got him now. We got him now. We got him. Yeah.
But like I say, after that, looking back on it, it's like, this is the guerrilla warfare, no holds barred, no drawn and quartered.
It's dirty.
Bill Clinton could stand up there, lie to your face, try to pull out some technicality about something, and they're still dragging him out on stage 30 years later, to campaign for Kamala or whatever. It's just, to me, as I look back historically, it's like, when did you realize, because before they had Jimmy Carter, who was well-intended but kind of dumb and like did a lot of bad things. But yeah, you get Bill Clinton and it's like, wow, they really don't care. And then they want to try to lecture you about morality. It's like, what? Donald Trump said, grab him by the P word. Yeah, your guy just got a BJ from the intern and you're worried about some comment Donald Trump said? Really? Like, clean up your own house.
Yeah. It's
and don't get me started on Haiti. Paul with the Clinton crime family. Don't get me started on Haiti. Someday there should be military tribunals on that.
That's a lot. Yeah. I mean, and guess what? Yeah. I mean, maybe not him, but if anybody should really face the gunner's daughter on that one, it should be Hillary. Because of what that's her brother, right? That's her brother down there.
Right.
Not Bill's. That's her brother in charge of those gold mines and stuff like that down there in Haiti. man, you know how much money they got? Billions. Okay. They got billions of money down there in Haiti. Yeah, MTG again. I don't know what her end game is on this. I really don't. I mean, sometimes, for the most
Sometimes
time,
you can see it,
for the most times you can see from these politicians, you can see what their end game is. I want to raise money. I want to do this. But what she's doing right now, I'll go back to say again, dude, she's scoring.
Right.
She's scoring. She doesn't have not in the Justice Department, not at the CIA, not in the FBI, not at Homeland Security, not at SSA, nothing. She's just in Congress and shit, in charge of a Doge committee that doesn't even meet. They don't meet at all. So now
I gotta say, MTG is like, many men have had this experience where you like dated the gal for a while and she turned out to be like insane, and then you kind of had a decent breakup, but you didn't want to like get a restraining order, Oh, hey, we're just going different directions, and she's still hanging around being crazy, and all of a sudden shows up at the bar, whatever, you're with your friends. Oh yeah, she's a lunatic, and
like, I mean, is she down on the corner?
Right, yeah, right.
I mean, she gonna wait me out. I can't even get DoorDash.
I have seen Fatal Attraction. Like, all you need to do is like implode MTG's face on it.
Yeah, Fatal Attraction.
I gotta ask you a question. I was dying to ask this, and James brought it up. Adams dropped out of the NYC mayor's race. How do you think that's going to affect it?
Well, the reason why he dropped out, y'all, is because he was polling fourth.
Right.
He was polling fourth. Cuomo is their best chance. Sorry to say, but Cuomo is their best chance to fix things. Silva, and you know what? I don't even know, Jason. I don't even know why I'm getting this guy's newsletter, because I ain't signed up for Curtis. It's like I've been getting it for a long time, and I'm like, who the hell is Curtis Silver? But I get it every morning. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna unsubscribe, but it keeps coming. He's in third place, and Adams was behind him. So yeah, he did that little video. He came down the steps with his mom's portrait on, and I was like, man, this is campy. This is ridiculous.
I'm thinking the communist wins by 25 points. That's my prediction.
If he does, hey, guess what? If he does, New York, that's it. New York got him, but I'm sure that there are better people out there to run, but people just don't want to be taught on politics these days. That's it. That's all.
Now, I'm going to put it on the sheet, Wayne. What's your prediction? Does the communists win? I'm saying yes by 25 points.
Mandami by 7.
Only 7?
Yeah, because if he faces Cuomo, I think Cuomo's going to get a little bit more. No, but hold on. Mandami by 7 or Cuomo by 6. Put that down.
Mandami by 7 or Cuomo by 6?
Yep. Put it down. Yep.
Oh, it'll be interesting. Let us know in the comments, folks. I think the communist is going to just win running away, and I think in Minneapolis, unless the fraud stops him, the Somali guy is going to win. Like, he's
in Minnesota. Yeah, up there, really?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I think him and Jake, and I mean Jacob Fry as a consolation prize if he wins he's a joke anyways. I think Minnesota has a real chance to turn Minnesota red, but I've been thinking and praying that for a long time, and it keeps me proven wrong. But I just think I think the Democrat strongholds in Minneapolis, they're going to turn out the vote, as they say. So,
this is golden age, right?
yes.
All right. What's up with all these killings, man?
We are entering troubled times, my friend.
Mormon church now, huh?
Yeah.
Look, and no, I ain't gonna go there. I ain't even gonna open that can of worms. Dude decided that he wanted to go in and shoot down a Mormon church or something. I mean, in Michigan.
Actually, that story was wild. And
very wild.
It was interesting when it started. So, we haven't got any motive or any of that stuff. Looks like the guy was probably a Christian and probably a Trump voter. Drives into the
this morning
church with IEDs, explosive devices, hops out, starts shooting, blows up the church. Whole church, it looks like, burned down from the pictures and video. Yeah, you should see the videos. And I follow Dave Bondi. He's a dude from Michigan who used to work for one of the, I think, Fox stations out there. Now he does independent journalism. Real nice guy, and he was out there doing some coverage on it. But yeah, it's crazy. And it's funny. Our pastor the last couple weeks been talking about Jeremiah, from books of the Bible, and I mean, Jeremiah, was the phase of things are going to get worse before it gets better. Even Jeremiah asked God at one point, like, why are things so bad? And he's like, just wait, it's going to get worse. And I've been saying it on the show. I said, things are going to get dicier. You've got Portland and Chicago where you could have increased activity between ICE and citizens and journalists or whatever they want. I mean, it's going to get worse before it gets better, folks.
Yeah. 4 worshipers dead, 8 wounded, and the gunman was killed.
Yep.
Shot to death.
And I gotta say, we try to call balls and strikes in the show. I mean, everybody knows we're righties, but we don't isolate on righties. I mean, I think for years they've been saying, like, white supremacists are the biggest threat to the world. And like, those stats are misrepresented, to be polite, but I think you're going to see a lot of white Christian men who are just sick of it, and I don't know why this guy targeted the Mormon church. It's their speculation he had something against the Mormons, but I mean, you get Ilhan Omar, you get just all these people out there saying, like, white Christian men are the most dangerous thing ever. And then they killed Charlie Kirk, who is not the strong, tough white Christian man. I mean, he's just he's everybody's little brother. He's just a nice guy that goes on campus and has discussions with people. And I think things are brewing to where the strong white Christian men are just sick. I mean, if you think about it, do you think the guys who stormed the beach of Normandy, who the greatest generation, one of the most courageous battles in the history of America, did that so that Ilhan Omar, who was a refugee because her communist dad was a supporter of the regime, got overthrown. She becomes a political refugee, comes here, gets elected to Congress to yell at white Christian men and tell us how awful we are. Do you think that's what they were thinking when they stormed Normandy? Do you think they stormed that Normandy beach and like, you know what? I can't wait to put my life on the line so that we can elect a Ugandan communist to run New York City? No. They wanted to protect their friends, their family, their nation. And I think at some point you're just going to see backlash.
Yeah. You said something just a few minutes ago about the ones that stormed Normandy, but those and every person that has given their life in wars to protect this country, if they could see where we're right now, I mean, there's almost like a slap in their face. It's a slap in their face to where we are right now. Where instead of, I mean, and I'm not saying that because people have always fought. There's always been fist fights. It just happens. It's I'm not going to say a shame because some people get argued, but didn't they used to like work out things civil wise like years and years ago? I'm not talking like in the last 50 years or what, but didn't they try to work out things civilly?
No, it was the law of the jungle. The strongest one survived. I mean, that's how the human existence has been for all of recorded history. You have a nation as long as you were strong enough to hold your nation. And when you weren't, your nation got overrun. And I mean, this modern interpretation that it's different than that, you see it playing out all over the world where, we're in this somewhat quiet period. I mean, how many times did the Muslims try to take over Europe? And how many wars, how many hundreds and thousands and millions of lives were lost, and now they just invite them in and give them welfare and they expect it's going to turn out well. Good luck, guys.
Dude, I was watching this. Jason was just talking about overseas and Muslim stuff, doing the overseas thing and stuff. I was just watching this video this morning about this judge or this kid or this judge in the UK was sentencing a man for 2 years for what he put on Facebook.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Thing. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Did you? But when he was reading what he wrote, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." That stuff happens over here all the time. I mean, when people say, I don't want my money going to such and such. That happens on X all the time. This person got 2 years.
Yeah, are you gonna find the quote?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
We'll have the story, but the guy got sentenced to 2 years in the pokey for, I can't remember what he said. We'll pull it up so that we're accurate. But it was nothing like, I'm gonna go kill the president. It was something like, we shouldn't be spending money on illegal immigrants. And that's really Becky says Canada's the same thing too, where they're getting spicy like that. And I mean, let's be fair, folks. I mean, if Kamala won the election, these platforms that are giving us a little more freedom to say some stuff, they would be continuing to clamp down. I mean, we've seen a slight increase in opinions you can express. I think people that still use Facebook, a lot of conservatives have given it up, but you're getting flagged less for things you say or things you post. But if Kamala would have won, it would have continued ramping up. And as somebody who works just on the business side, I mean, I do digital marketing for a living. Like, I mean, I tend to market to a right-wing audience, but like I just do business, right? And sometimes we work with companies or market to people on the other side of the aisle too, because we just market products a lot of times. And they like what you can get away with on the left versus right is radically different. It's improving a little bit on the right, but not much. Yeah, then James over on the Twitter calls out digital ID. Yeah, they came out this weekend and said, we're just going to implement digital ID.
I'm almost there.
Oh, there you go. And Terry's asking, so you agree it was misjusticed? I don't even know what that means, Terry. The person getting locked up over there. Yeah. Okay. And Becky, YouTube admitted that they took orders from the Biden White House. Yeah, that was a thing. Now, I will say the people reporting on that got a little colorful in their description. and it wasn't as clear as it was portrayed by Jim Jordan, but YouTube and did come out and say, yeah, we shut down a lot of stuff we shouldn't have, and they're going to give a test thing to let people try to start channels again. And then of course Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones said, okay, great, and their channel got shut down. Then YouTube came out and said, oh no, we're just kidding, it's not ready yet, give us a year. So they're just waiting to see if a Democrat wins or how the midterms go, because if Republicans lose the midterms, like, the next 2 years are just going to be executive orders and investigations.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. Okay, come on. Yeah.
Oh, Terry's asking the UK sentence. Yeah, I don't think anybody should be sentenced to a crime for free
Not
speech.
like that, though.
No, especially something so benign. We say something way more offensive on a daily basis, you know.
Okay, let me get this. Oh, there. Video. All right. This is what we're talking about. Not gonna play a whole thing. Just I want y'all to hear what this young man wrote on Facebook. This got him 2 years. Well, actually, it's only 32 seconds. Okay, go.
You went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, rape our kids and get priority, end quote. This offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. Would you stand, please? The sentence that I pass has been reduced by 1/3 to reflect your guilty plea. The sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment.
Because he said he didn't want his money going toward. How many times have we said that?
Like I say, these British speech laws, we violate like 12 times in a podcast, you know?
Holy smokes.
Yeah, UK has fallen. We are all going to live to see the UK just, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if the Muslims don't win a majority and just like declare Sharia law over. They're already starting to do it in some cities and whatnot over there. It's insane to watch. Like the leading Judeo-Christian nation that was the biggest empire for centuries is now just gutted, hollowed out, and just, I can't imagine being a citizen there.
Yeah, that I mean, I'm like, okay, well, I mean,
but they were doing the same thing here. I mean, the protesters in front of abortion clinics, they just lock them up. You know, I mean, all kinds of things were happening. Oh, did you just pop up a QR code?
I did.
Oh,
I did. Yeah.
New technology on the Wayne.
I saw that this morning. I was like, oh, okay. Netanyahu yesterday. And I know this is kind of, something, Did you see what he said about TikTok?
Which thing? They're going to try to own it.
I know.
Yeah.
And he wants to talk to Elon Musk about X. Okay.
I am a big fan of the Jewish people. I am more and more convinced that the Jewish government might be even worse than ours. And if you understand how much I dislike and distrust our government of Israel might be topping them. And what's bizarre is you can't even say that without somebody calling you an anti-Semite. I mean, which just shows you probably how corrupt and the power they have. What'll be really interesting, though, in our lifetime is from World War II through a year or two ago, Israel was unassailable by anybody. Nobody could say anything negative about them. Everybody had to universally say, oh, yeah, Israel's great. And I'm talking about the government of Israel, not the people of Israel. But now you see a lot of the young people that are seeing what's going on. I mean, they're still farting around in Gaza. Like, guys, it's been a couple, 2-3 years now. Can we get this buttoned up? And yeah.
Yeah. For those, and who are these influencers? He met with American influencers.
Yeah, it's all the TikTokies. I don't know a lot of TikTokers.
Okay, he met with TikTokers. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing's terrifying. And when you look at how much money we've given the nation of Israel, and like they have a pretty good standard of living over there. I don't know why we give them $1 bajillion every year. You look at their influence on our politicians and our body politic. I mean,
he came out and said, "I don't tell President Trump to do anything. We have a great pay." Did you? And President Trump came out and said, "Oh, Israel's not going to annex Gaza. I promise you." Well, I mean,
yeah. I mean, if you're looking for the big bad, you know, like you know, when you watch the movie and it's like you see these guys doing this stuff, and you know, there's the big bad behind the scenes. If when it's all is revealed and it turns out the government of Israel is like, to grab my tinfoil hat, like if you want to talk Epstein files, I would not be shocked if it is Mossad run by the Israeli government. Like that is the least crazy conspiracy theory I've heard. And that's why the files will never come out. I mean, it's all speculation, but
yeah. Here's what he said.
And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important. X. Exactly. Very good. And so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight. Okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends or those who could be our Jewish our friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong counterpart? Yes.
There was a couple of years ago under the Biden administration where Elon's owned TikTok for a little bit. Okay, so they were Elon was given, I say, you can get the blue check and stuff and everything, but we have to go through a verification thing. And the verification thing was if you have an iPhone, you put your face up there, you go left, right, up, down, like that to verify your identity. You had to upload your driver's license. You had to do all this stuff. Turned out it was an Israeli company that was in charge of that. And so many people balked about it, justifiably. And, they were like, they got rid of it. But to hear that, I mean, it didn't really say that Israel was or had a hand in purchasing it, but you never know with Larry Ellison. So, because Larry Ellison is a Democrat, and
Minnesota Patriot nails it. Oh, he has a typo, but
yeah, I know, Renz. Okay, all right,
it runs. But no. I mean the more things come out, and here's where my dabber really goes up is where you can't even have good faith criticism of something.
Yeah, no more.
It was interesting because like if you talk about the infamous shot, we have to be very careful talking about before Trump or before the 2020 election. Everybody on the left this is bad. I'm never going to take it. The right was like Wayne and I are like, I don't want to take this, and some people are like, we should take it or whatnot. And then after the election, it just completely flipped. The right's like, we're never taking it. And the left is like, you have to take it or we're going to put you in the camps. But we could all see that what was behind that was Big Pharma. Big Pharma was just stoking political division. They whatever the long-term effects of this are, we'll never know for sure because you won't be able to get the right data on it. But you can see where, we've shown the ads, how it's all, brought to you by Pfizer. And I mean, there's just something janky, and you can see that. And we can talk about that now. You just got to be careful on some of the platforms. But whenever you try to say anything about the government of Israel, like, people just turn on you, like they grab the pitchforks and torches. And it's like, whoa, ask about how October 7th happened with the most sophisticated, intelligence area in the world. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, got to tell you about a little situation that happened this morning on a walk.
Wayne Dupree.
I got to tell. Jason has sent me his numbers and stuff this morning, and it was while I was walking. And usually when the sun is coming up, and I'm looking up at, you look up at the sky, especially if it's a bright sunny day, you're looking up at the sky. And there are many mornings, there were a few mornings that I have seen planes, and with that mist going behind, you see the planes. This morning, I saw a tiny, bright ball. I told Jason, it looked like the size of a star almost, but it was going across from my left side to the right side. That thing was moving. That thing was moving fast. And it, comets usually have tails and whatnot. Now it was so high, it could have been a comet. I don't know if it was a comet or not. It didn't look like it had a tail, but it was a bright white ball, round circle. And that thing was moving. I was like, oh my, what is? And before I could call Jason, because I called Jason afterwards, I was like, I said, now if I can get my camera out and grab this would be good. And I put my head down, put it back up. I said, oh man, it went past the clouds and whatnot. I called Jason.
Right.
I was like, dude.
My phone rings at 6:40 and it's waiting. Oh my God, I hope he's okay.
I was like, dude, I think I saw something. I think I saw a UFO or something. That thing, I know planes, I know different things. This thing was moving so fast. And just as soon before I called Jason, like a split second before I called Jason, I was putting my phone back. I said, yeah, I saw you. I saw you. I got you. I can't prove it now, but I saw you. I called Jason, dude, I think I saw a UFO, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. But
what? And it's interesting. It reminded me of my grandbaby. All weekend she was doing that. She'd be doing something really cute, and you'd go to grab your camera. I'm gonna get a picture or video, and then they'd immediately stop. And I'm a big UFO head. I love give me Area 51, give me Bob Lazar. Let's talk about it all, right? And I know a lot of it's psyops and the government like plants information. I get all that. But you talk to people like Wayne who really have these weird experiences where, like, I was talking to Wayne right after it happened. He's like, no, this really happened. I'm like, is your blood sugar okay? Like, were you drinking? Like, and he's like, no, I really saw this thing. And I think we landed on is probably some military tech that we won't hear about for 20 years. But it's wild too that, we don't see more and more videos. Even the videos that are coming out are so grainy and kind of, with everybody having a phone on everywhere at all times. It's it's crazy.
Yeah. I remember that time that I saw those two suns in New York. There was a video. They were at the Empire State Building, and they said, "Yeah, I've got to see this." And they put their phone over to where the sun was. So you saw a sun right here, and then in one move they brought it back over here, and they showed another sun at the same time. But it wasn't on the glass, and it wasn't on the thing. It was just up in the sky. I was like, yeah, that's that second planet that they're talking about beyond the sun. That's about as big as Massive comment. Yeah. We already talked about that. That's in December.
Podcast Imaginary League. Massive comet hurtling towards Earth. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe it is just the aliens or a spaceship or that kind of thing. It'll be.
I want him to show up. Why not? That'd make my life complete. I told Jason about the. There was one time I was coming home from Virginia to Baltimore, and I think I told this story before. Traveling down 95, and all of a sudden, there's a freaking comet. And the comet, you know how low the clouds are, because the clouds look like they stop all the time, to where, I mean, they like a perfect stop. It like somebody just took a knife and just sliced it off right here, and it looked like that's how high the comet was, going from left to right across the highway, and all the cars had stopped. All the cars had stopped, and well, not stopped. They had slowed down and looking at this thing. And, you know, if you watch the movies, you know, most people look at the tail of the comet as white or as red. No, this was blue. This was a long streak of blue behind the whitish type of fireball going across, and it looked like somebody had picked up a boulder and just threw it at slow motion speed, because we're looking at the thing. Oh my God. And I heard up and rolled down my window because I wanted to hear what it sounded like. It didn't have no sound. It didn't sound like anything. So it's quiet. And then just all of a sudden, when it got over to the horizon, it took off. I mean, like it was Mach 10. And then when I got home, I told everybody about it. And we turned on the news. We found out that something that landed up toward Massachusetts. But I was like, yeah, I know. I saw it.
You didn't get beamed up, though.
No. We know. But what you see in the movies is close to what.
Right.
Yeah. It's
well, now with all the technology between AI and hologram projections, and I mean, we are going to live long.
That was a hologram.
Really wild things.
Good Lord. Yeah. But no, that's freaking UFO. He was like, did you take your medicine? You okay? You all right? I'm fine, man. I saw a UFO. Oh, okay.
I just sleep last night.
All right, Wayne. All right. Yuck.
I'm just saying, with all the wild stuff happening, like UFO land, like it could land in, you know, the middle of Dallas Stadium, and I think we'd all be like, well, hey, add it to the year, you know.
You know where most of the sightings are? In Russia.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And Arizona. Russia and Arizona.
That's where our military bases are, so they're probably all
that big crater's down there too. That's a big crater.
We're gonna have to do a full conspiracy theory episode. Everybody tells us our craziest ones.
Yeah, that's a big gigantic one right there. All right, we got to get ready to go. Tuesday is on its way, and before you know it, this week will be over, and we're October's
already here.
Yeah, October is Oktoberfest is a couple days away. All right, so what's that? Okay, yeah, we talk food later on in the week. Okay, so thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Jason, give us the last thoughts.
All right, 3 thoughts first, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share, and let us know if you are worried about government shutdown. Like I say, most of the audience that chimed in.
We talk about it tomorrow. Yeah.
Second prong, keep your eye on, and you got to go on like Twitter or something to get good video feeds, or some on YouTube. But what's happening at the ICE facilities in both Portland and in Chicago is pretty interesting. We can probably talk more about that. And the best way to get it is just there are actual on-the-ground reporters on both that are covering it, and they're just filming what's happening. So that'll be interesting to see, because first it was the feds come in and they kind of push back, and now there's talk that they're going to ramp up on the left. So that'll be interesting to see. And third and final thought,
in Michigan.
Yeah. Third and final thought is we're in a battle of good versus evil, folks. Never lose that sight of that. And it was interesting. My church has done a few great sermons the last few weeks after the Charlie Kirk thing, just talking about like we are living in really troubled times. And it's really, we talk about not right versus left. Right now, it's really good versus evil. And there's just evil people in the world trying to do bad things. But stay strong and be a good person.
All right. That being said, y'all have a great day. Congratulations to Ashley Hollis for winning the Big Brother last night. Congratulations to you. And that said, damn my Cowboys, man. Overtime. I ain't even watched the game because we're gonna have a bad season. So, it is what it is. But then again, what we will be talking about tomorrow